Please welcome Mr. Jeff Civillico. Jeff, wait, Tom, don't leave. Really quick, before you get out of here, Tom, I want you to know the caliber of human we are so fortunate to have hosting this convention. I run a nonprofit. It's called Win-Win Charity. On Monday night in Las Vegas, check this out, Tom was awarded Entertainer of the Year, which means he has done the most shows for children and family in hospitals out of any of our 200 plus entertainers. Give it up for Mr. Tom Pesce. I love you, man.
Love you.
Twice in 1 week. Jeff Civillico. Double the Pesce. Double the pleasure. All right. So when I get home from this conference, I don't know about you, I'm going to get a text from many, I would say, of my speaker friends who are not here. And it's going to be something like this. Anybody else? It was CAPS convention worth it. Too many speakers are thinking transactional. They're thinking about immediate, short-term, one-for-one payoffs. They're looking for magic beans. They're looking for the bureau, the speaker management company, the list, the showcase, the producer, the publisher, any number of shortcuts to filling the calendar. I personally am in this for the long haul. Really am. I am here. I want to be here for many, many years to come in this industry. I am focusing on building long-term relationships with my clients, going above and beyond. I want to surprise and delight my clients. I want to turn them into advocates and hopefully friends. I think we all have heard it's about relationships. Everybody says that because every business is about relationships, right? Relationships, of course. No one is going to argue that. However, I have found that most people don't really talk about how to build and strengthen relationships in this industry specifically. And I'm talking about things you actually do, not mindset of it. I'm talking about strategies, tactics, actions you can take to build and strengthen relationships. So when I thought about what I could do this time period here, I thought, you know what? I think it will actually be the most valuable to talk about how to differentiate yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what I believe is the key to building these relationships. Differentiating yourself throughout the entire life cycle of the event. And I love that phrase, life cycle. Because it's not you show up, you do the gig, and you're gone. That's transactional. I'm thinking life cycle, baby. I'm talking before they even come in, generating a lead, to his first conversations, to establishing, to go in a contract, all that period of time between the contract and when you're there on site, to obviously what happens and when you're at the event, during, to everything that happens afterwards, short-term and long-term. I believe that is the key. So, if you will bear with me, I'm about to fire hose 25 specific strategies to differentiate yourself in the market. Okay? Now, yeah, well, let's go! Flipping over the table. I love it. By the way, 4 p.m., last speaker. It's a tough spot. Okay, so I appreciate that kind of energy. All right, I'm looking at the clock, 47 minutes, 25. I just pulled 25. I got a whole bunch, but I'm like, I'm going to highlight as many as I can. That means, give or take, we're talking like a minute or two max. So here's my disclaimer. I'm going to talk fast, and it might get a little sloppy up in here, okay? Because to be honest, I'm totally cool with trading off a little polish for a lot of value, okay? Maybe I can do both. It's the first time for everything. We'll see. But I got to ask, are you with me? Amazing. Here we go. 25 ways to differentiate yourself. We're going to power through. We're starting with before you are even hired, okay? The first thing I want you to do is create a custom pitch video for every single inquiry you get. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to get the email. I want you to hold up your phone and I want you to hit record and talk. I don't want you to wait until you're at your studio and get your big plate or your hair's just right or whatever, because this is a numbers game. Because when you get to a certain level, this is not just about you. It's and one person makes a decision. You are going to be coming up against a whole bunch of speakers, and there's going to be a committee, and they're all going to have their carefully presented and curated materials that make them look fabulous in exactly the way that they want you to see them. And then they're going to say, oh, and this guy, he actually made a little video special just for us. And that is going to differentiate yourself. Here's mine, as an example.
Hey, this message is for Chris, Amy, and Amanda. This is Jeff Civillico. I just want to take a quick moment to introduce myself here. I wish that I could be with you in Las Vegas for your big meeting today. I am aware that you are meeting, and I was hoping to be there originally, but I'm not even anywhere close, I'll be honest with you. I'm in Cambodia, which I think is better than if I was just like in Vegas and had another meeting. So hopefully this is a good excuse. But I'm here filming for my show, Laughter Without Borders, where we bring smiles to kids and families in vulnerable populations all over the world. It's a really exciting project, but let's talk about your event, Ally Cash Bash October. I understand that you're looking for a host. I would love to be that host personality for you. I've done a lot of events similar to this, spin wheels, pull boards for prizes. I can work the room, off the cuff remarks, just kind of keep things moving, high energy, handle transitions, and all of that to be squeaky clean, of course. So anyway, my friends at PRA, as you know, they are awesome. They will get you anything you need. They will take care of you. And if you would like, maybe we could jump on a Zoom when I get back in the States. So have a great meeting. Again, I wish I could be there, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to work together. Bye-bye.
Okay, spoiler alert. I got the gig. Okay, now here's the thing. I intentionally showed you this video because it's not great. Really. It's not. I'm like, and I what? Whatever. I did it. I showed effort. Literally, there was a tuk-tuk waiting for me, and I was going to be out of service for the whole day. And I saw the email come in, and I said, hold on, stand by, tuk-tuk. And I literally just went like this, and I shot it, and I was like, whatever it is, that's gotta be it, okay? Again, don't overthink it. It shows effort. I'm going to throw many of these. If you want to snag photos, feel free. But these pro tips are going to be popping up here as well, okay? Have a custom script memorized in your head that you know so you can crank them out easily. Hi, so-and-so. I've heard from my good friend so-and-so at this bureau that you're having an event in this city, at this venue, at that location, called whatever event. I'm so thrilled at the opportunity, at the thought of having the opportunity to present my blah, blah, blah keynote for you. Insert custom piece here. This bureau, this agency, they can get you anything. They're awesome. They're the best. Maybe we can chat in person. I'm happy to work with you. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, it would mean a lot to me. I'd love to do this. Hope we get the opportunity to do this thing, right? Done. Don't overthink it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, maximize testimonials. Again, a lot of this is going to sound kind of easy, and you might even say like, oh, I do pitch videos, but do you do them every time consistently as part of a habit? You might say, oh, I've got 3 testimonials on my website. Nice, 2, 3 big brands. Great. This is next level, okay? Because you're talking about differentiating. Here's a little screen record of the testimonials that I have on my website. These drop-down menus show the industry, the event type, in-person, virtual, hybrid, whether I'm doing a show, an MC, a keynote, a workshop, and the year as well, okay? So that updates in real time once you update, which you'll see in a second. I just listened to Ed Milet's podcast with Rory Vaden. It's one of the most recent ones, and Rory said they did a study about trust, about building trust. And he said it wasn't anything to do with number of followers. It wasn't anything to do with having a New York Times bestseller. It was testimonials from people who have hired you to do your thing, okay? This is an extremely powerful tool because when that changes, the URL changes. It's just WordPress. It's nothing fancy. Every client testimonial is a post. And you tag, the things on the side, right? See, there's the lack of polish. Tag the things on the side. You know what I mean, right? Let's go. So you get that URL, and now you pop it into an email. Hey, oh my gosh, you want this person to do this? Oh, that's perfect. Here's a link to 21 testimonials from past MC clients in the tech space. Wow, like Hire this guy. He clearly knows what he's doing, right? Game changer. Absolute game changer. And you can play with the numbers. If you see here, look, if you open it up to tech and software, 43. If you take out just MC, so if the Keynote shows, now, let's say, you only have 2 and you don't really want to send, I've done 2 of these events, open it up and say, oh yeah, Jeff's done a lot in the tech space. Here it is. This, by the way, happened because as an entertainment-based speaker like Tom, I have to fight a little harder to get people to think that I'm smart, okay? Because they see juggling pins and they see a unicycle and they're like, eh. Where to go with the New York Times bestseller author? So this is in response to that. So it kind of cuts them off of the path. So I don't even let them think that. Oh, wow. And they say, oh, I don't know, our industry, it's a very serious business. So, yeah, no, it works for healthcare. Here's 47 testimonials for healthcare clients. Okay, cool. Moving on. Number 3, get shiny. Quick story. My good friend, I knew that this was important to him, this one event, and he ended up losing it to a competitor. And he said, man, I get it. Like, I Googled him and I would have picked him too. Like, he's just shinier than I am. I thought, wow, that's such a great way to put it, right? Because oftentimes you are not actually trying to convince a client to hire you. You are just making sure that there's nothing there that takes you out of the running, out of consideration. Because let's say you get recommended from someone. Oh, the speaker last year recommended you. They're already predisposed. They're inclined to say, yes, they want to hire you. They're kind of just doing a little snap judgment. That's shiny. They're Googling you. They're just making sure that this checks out, that what they've heard about you actually matches your digital footprint. Have you ever Googled yourself? Have you ever popped yourself into YouTube? Do it. And do it with your competitors. And then take out all of Ocean and all understanding of all those people and think about which one would you hire? Who looks the part a little bit more? That's what I mean by shiny. And I use this just example here as, hey, you can see this person's got a lot going on, right? There's pictures, there's that. A lot of this is not hard to set up, by the way. You're talking about a Google page, having, photos, having the about section, as opposed to having someone who just has text, right? Get shiny. Number 4, respond faster. No matter what you are doing in terms of your response, I would encourage you to respond more quickly than you are, because potential clients equate how quickly you respond with how much you care about their event. And it's oftentimes not fair. Let's say you're on a plane, there's no Wi-Fi, you're flying for 5 hours. The person who responds back right away, every sales book out there talks about that, the increase over time. And even if you say, maybe I can't afford to have someone who's responding and all the time, just have even a virtual assistant whose entire job it is to monitor your calendar, to get back to someone quickly, say, hey, Jeff's on stage right now, and be specific, speaking to Caps in Costa Rica. Wow, like that makes it, but he'll get back to you at this time. Or Jeff's flying on this, he's got a crazy, he's going right to the hotel, he's got an event. As long as someone from your team writes back immediately, same effect happens, okay? Number 5, offer promo downloads, okay? This goes in the idea of testimonials and promo videos. A lot of you probably do this on some level. I'm just telling you to do it better. Take it to another level, okay? Here's a little example. I have everything out there. So they can download everything at once with a zip file, or they can just click on the headshot, this or that. But the best part about this is this connects to Google Drive. So everything is always up to date on my end. So I don't have to send anything out that's new. When I get a new headshot, I pop it in the back. So the link still works to connect to that folder in Google Drive. So you can always keep everything very up to date. I've gotten many clients who say to me, hey, I love how you just made it so easy. Everything was on here for our, we pulled the different descriptions, whether what I'm doing, the bio, the writer, all of that, okay? Along with that, number 6, asset downloads. I have my keynotes. I have everything I need for shows, for hosting, available for download. It's gated. So if you see here, you need access. So I don't let any, because I know people are going to give their slides out. Totally get that. I agree. But again, a client will message me and I'll just say, yep, cool. I know who that is. I'm doing their thing later. You know how nice it is when you walk into a venue like this and the slides have already been checked. It's already done. Everything's already handled. The tech folks love you. The bureaus, the bookers love you. It's about being easy to work with. Again, this is not rocket science, but it's easy to set up. But I've been surprised at how many people don't take the steps to do these kinds of things. Okay, now you've got the signed contract in hand, all right? You are not obviously at the gig yet, but you're in that period. I would call it, Speaker Flow calls it 1-pending delivery. So you are pending delivery. You have won the booking, but you are not there yet. Establish a booking process. You want to guide your clients on a journey. You want to show them that you know what you're doing, that you have done this before. This is how you operate. Many clients will not actually say they need your help. They need you to kind of help me help you kind of thing, right? But trust me, when they approach you and they go to contract and you kind of take the reins and say, awesome, so thankful for this opportunity. It's going to be great. Here's how this works. They're like, oh, okay. They kind of just defer to you. So you get everything that you need, but everything is written down. This is on my website. I pulled out 3 steps here for you, but there's a whole bunch of steps. Doesn't matter how many, doesn't matter the style. I've got some Bitmojis, a little fun brand. Whatever you want to do, I would highly recommend figuring out your process first, what you do, and then stating it publicly on your materials. We'll talk about these 3 in a little more detail here. Have a discovery call. I am shocked at how people will book an event and then they're like, okay, cool, this is in April 2025. There's 0 interaction with their client until 3 weeks before that for the pre-event call. Discovery call is not a pre-event call. Discovery call is the contract is signed and you connect with your client. You want to do this for so many reasons. This is about sales. Well, let's start here. Upselling. The power of upselling. Because guess what? They hired you for one thing. You do a whole lot of other things as well. That now, if you're connected on LinkedIn because you've had this Zoom meeting, they're going to see all these other things that you do. Here's another pro tip here. I create custom email signatures within my mail program, Apple Mail. Very easy to do. Lots of different programs that you can do this for. And each of those email signatures highlights something else. Got a big click-friendly banner. And look at all the drop downs you'll see in a second. I strategically use these. So when I am hired to be a host like Tom does a keynote. It's called Own Your Magic. He works a whole lot as a keynote speaker. You might not even realize that. Tom might get hired as an MC. He should flip it to the keynote one. Oh, I didn't realize you also do a keynote. Tell you what, we're kind of approaching our budget. Could you do the closing keynote for an extra X dollars? Absolutely. Great. Do these all the time, depending on what I need. It's very strategic. I'm choosing them. It's getting one more big, friendly, click, friendly, happy bubble for them to click. And it happens a lot that people say afterwards, oh, I watched your TED Talk. I didn't realize you had TED Talk. Here, I got a TED Talk. But it's in the email signature, a little more subtle. People, because they subtle, like, watch my talk. But, like, it's one more way to get someone to do something, okay? So the pre-event call. Again, I pulled out just those 3. Discovery call is not a pre-event. Discovery is purely that initial kickoff call. It kind of helps you set them up for success. What do you need? And so you build that relationship. So now you've got 6 months to a year of interactions, of little messages and social media interactions to build this connection. So by the time you're on site, they feel like they know you already. The pre-event call is very important for defining what success looks like, especially if you offer different services like I do. A lot of times I get hired for one service and I find out they actually kind of want more of the other service, right? Or even maybe when they hired you, they wanted you to be the keynote speaker, but now, hey, they've had such a great year. This has turned into more of a celebration. Like, hey, just make them laugh. Let's just have a show. So having that pre-event call and understanding exactly how they're going to judge success, because you could feel like you hit it out of the park, but if it's not what the client was hoping for, and it was not agreed to specifically, there can be some confusion there. You don't want that. This is a pro tip that I just thought of. I always start up a voice memo on the side whenever I'm doing any of these virtual calls, okay? Because I don't want to rely on them sending me the meeting. I forgot to hit record. Teams is annoying and never works, so you can't send it for some reason. Like, I don't want to give that control. So I will always record a voice note. I'm recording a voice note in here right now because I want to listen to this. I want to pop it into Cast Magic, an AI program, and I want to learn about what I said. I don't want to have to wait for the professional recording. So I would highly recommend that as well. That way you have all the info and you can make eye contact when you're on these virtual calls and you're not typing. You're just listening and you're talking. You get all that in transcript later. There's a million programs like that. But a couple more here. The debrief call. So many times, clients, the talk ends and everybody's on to the next thing, right? Like when we leave Costa Rica, everybody's going to be travel, this and that. But while you're here on site, that is the opportunity. That's the time to make these connections. So as part of the process that they've agreed to beforehand, they know there's a debrief call. If you don't say there's a debrief call, you do the event and then you say, hey, I'd like to schedule a debrief call. You're like, what's wrong? Something go wrong? Like, was there a problem? But if it's already on the calendar, just part of the process. And this is done not just for you, but it's done for them. At least that's the positioning to them, because you want to continue to make their conference better year over year. You can make some recommendations for speakers. That's the time to make sure you get the testimonials that they promised you, or the professional photos or videos that they promised you, and then before they're on to the next thing. Power of the debrief call. Very, very, very important. Okay, a couple pro tips here. Show up 5 minutes early for virtual meetings. I love this one, especially if you're pitching. Think about the power dynamic. It's you're on first. But, oh, some Jane trickles in. Oh, hey, I see that in your background. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm an Eagles fan. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I used to live in Philadelphia. Oh, great. We're chatting. Now someone else comes. They're joining. Okay. As opposed to you join and there's 7 people on and they're like, go. Show me. What do you got, kid? The power dynamic is such a huge thing that people don't realize. So also why I always send the Zoom meeting. That's why I like the calendar program, because it sends from your Zoom, so you control. Because sometimes they do have everybody else in there. They let you in. They're like, so we're going to hear the speaker and he's going to talk about why you should hire him. And it's like a pitch. I don't like that energy. I want to be like already friends with people, already having fun connecting with people, and they're coming in to my meeting. Okay. Next pro tip, don't blur or use virtual backgrounds. Stop doing that. Yeah. Applause break for virtual background hate. Seriously, that was a big thing with pandemics, right? In the pandemics. Hold on, with the pandemic. Hope not. Be real. This is going to come up later, but be authentic. If your desk is messy, have your desk be messy. Like whatever. If things aren't exactly right, or this is the door, when doors open, see your kid running in the background. Yeah, my kid's home today. He's sick. Like, be real. There's a real actual study about this, about the data of trust, of building trust. And if you blur your background or use a virtual background for these meetings, not a video necessarily, but a meeting, it just erodes trust. And that's the opposite of what you want to do. So just don't do it. Okay, I talked about pitch videos. Now we're talking about promo videos. There is a difference. Remember I said pitch videos, hold up the phone and talk. They're not supposed to be curated. Promo videos are, because they've already hired you. Hopefully they're paying you a lot of money, and you're going to surprise and delight every single client with a promo video, whether they ask for it or not. Better if they don't, because then when you show up and you see this video, wow, that was so awesome. They can post it on LinkedIn, tag you. The reality here is that all of these things sound like you are doing them for the client, but you are also doing them for yourself. Because all of this is content. All of this is buzz. All of this is people talking about you, posting about you, tagging you. So I give them a promo video for them to put on their LinkedIn and tag me. That looks great to everybody else. All the other speakers, the bureaus. Oh, wow. So it's not, I'm actually getting much more than they are from it. But it's a reframing, think bigger picture. I'm going to show you just a few seconds of this. And again, just like the pitch video, promo video, it's not incredible. I have a basic home studio setup, which is going to be the next pro tip that I highly recommend you do at this point, if you haven't already. Green screen, camera, prompter. We're talking in the hundreds of dollars, not the thousands of dollars. You can go nuts, of course. But basic home studio setup to make a really nice promo video. I took a screenshot of their website and I popped it on the green screen.
Hey there, this message is for everybody who's coming out to Vegas for the Farm Journal Milk Business Conference this fall. My name is Jeff Civillico, and I am your keynote speaker.
We're not going to go there. You get the idea, right? We don't need to watch the whole thing. Name one speaker who likes watching themselves on video, right? But again, you see that? I just threw it in the background. I get that, oh my gosh, this is great. And when the bureaus and the bookers start to know that you do this every single time, it just becomes like, Jeff's great to work with. They don't even know why. They can't remember this stuff. It's like, it's the whole, how they make them feel. He makes his clients feel special. He does all these extra things. He goes well beyond. Imagine that with, I'll make a promo video. It's an extra $500. That guy sucks. Why would you want to hire that person, right? He's like, that's nickel and diming. We get paid well, no matter what your fee is. We get paid well to do this. Go above and beyond, add extras. It seems like it's helping them. It's helping you just as much. So the home studio, again, not great, but this is real life. That's not, Tom's laughing right now. Tom has a home studio. He like broadcasts Good Morning America from in New York. Look at that. It's awful. And the cords, but it works. All the videos, it works. And under $1,000 for sure. I got some soundproofing foam that I put on the side to make it seem really cool. It does nothing, but I feel like it does something. Okay. How are we doing on time? Is this valuable? Are we finding value? Okay. All right. Let's look at the time here. So, number 12, be the event ambassador. Take on the event, whether you're the host or not, and own it. Be the champion for the event and for your client. You can see here some local TV spots. You can see blogging, newsletters. I think most people think about social, which is great, and they should, but also newsletters, blogs. Pro tip, local TV looks awesome, and it's so easy to get. Local television is dying. They are in desperate need of content. There are so many remnant spots. I have suggested, and many of my performer and speaker buddies have taken me up on this. I have a friend in Minnesota, a magician. He does Magic Mondays at the local affiliate in Minnesota. He went in once and he shot 40 of them or something, right? In little 2-minute bits. And he's on TV. He's got all these pictures of all these different outfits of a nice TV set. It looks good. Again, easy to get. That the screenshot from before you saw, that was from a hospital event that I was the host for. And I said to them, hey, I'm happy to go in Vegas. I'm happy to go on local TV. Oh my gosh. Again, they felt like I was doing them a favor. They set it up. They arranged it based when I was at home. And I got to go on TV, get some cool social. I'm in the studio. Hey, Jeff, tell us about this event. Oh, man, UMC Hospital Gala. It's awesome. I'm going to be MC. Yes, I host and keynote speaker for companies and associations, but I love giving back to the community here. I got all these different kind of hits from doing that just by letting the client know that I was up for that I was open to doing that. So local TV, an easy way to start. Get some awesome promo. Okay, now we're at the event. Overcommunicate. So that's a text to Cody, right? Fun picture of this resort. Okay. Here's a real life. I told him it's all real life stories. About 3 weeks ago, I'm doing an event in Atlanta. I'm the MC, and it was an early morning call, the second day. Something like 7 a.m. Doors are opening at 7:30. I'm in there. I'm there first. I'm set up, ready to go. Client, have you seen so-and-so? Speaker, no. Oh my gosh. It's like 7:10. Doors are opening. Has anyone seen so-and-so? Does anyone know if she made it? That's what they're saying, okay? And again, as an MC, I feel like I get to be behind the scenes and I get to hear exactly what's being talked about. Keynote speakers always think like, oh, they're talking about the content and the delivery. No, they're talking about, were you cool? Were you nice? Were you fun? Were you good with the text? Were you on time? Did you care? Did you go above and beyond? They're going to forget a lot of everything else. But did you actually want to be there? Did you want to make their event better? Did you do everything you could to make it a success? That's what they care about. So I over-communicate all the time with clients. Hey, taking off on the tarmac in Vegas on time. See you soon. Got my bags, headed to the hotel. Made it. I'll see you at sound check. Unless you need me at another time, let me know. Here's a real life example. I had a really early morning call not too long ago at Caesar's Palace in Vegas, and I live off the strip. Most in Vegas, you don't actually live on the strip. There's like real suburbs. And I lived out there, and it was a very early call, something like 6 a.m. For this check, because there was a breakfast before. They wanted to do the check before the breakfast, get everything out of the way. And you know what I did? When I woke up at 5 a.m., I knew my contact was going to be up. I texted her, and I said, hey, so-and-so, just letting you know, I'm up and rocking, ready for a great day. I'm heading to the strip. I'll see you in 35 minutes. Okay, didn't answer at all. I arrive. I said, hey, so-and-so, I'm here. Early. I'm hitting Starbucks. You want anything? Didn't answer. I show up, I do the thing, afterwards we're talking. And she goes, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm sorry, but I kind of struggled because I was really nervous that you were gonna be here at 6 a.m. I'm like, no, he's a grown man. Like, I can't be like, are you up? Like, are you headed here? Like, I gotta let you just do your thing. But she said, like, getting those texts just made me go, cool. I don't have to worry about it. The speaker's here, it's on his way. Great. So even if they don't respond, we appreciate that. Same thing with the coffee. You think they didn't have coffee on site? I knew she wasn't gonna be like, oh yeah, give me a double cappuccino, latte, frappuccino. It's the effort. That was really sweet. Thank you so much. Well, I'm all set here. Okay, cool, right? I still got my own coffee, but like, and I would have, but I'm just saying it's not that effort, those little things. Overcommunicate. Text before, during, after. Pro tip, communication hierarchy for showing personality. Okay, most people do the opposite of this. They text if they have to, send a voice note if they have to, they might send a video if they have to, they call. Try to do the opposite more. Because nothing beats in person, right? Obviously, duh. Okay, if you have to, then keep going down the list. And a lot of these things, Tom and I were friends, he voice notes me. His energy jumps through the voice. He goes, hey, Jeff, oh, man, it's hilarious. And I'm like, it feels like he's there as opposed to the written text. And again, this is so obvious, but we are paid oftentimes for our personality as well. It's not just the content, it's what we bring, it's how it's packaged. So if you're not moving up this hierarchy, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not letting your personality shine through. Basic examples. You do an event, you have to run, you're in the Uber. Don't text your client saying, hey, thanks, great event, thumbs up, right? Make call. If you can't call, FaceTime, whatever, send a little video. And again, don't think that doesn't matter. Video, hey, I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much. They were awesome. I can't believe that this one guy did that one thing. And when she said that, that was hilarious. You're awesome. You're amazing. I'm so sorry we didn't get you a chance to give you a hug, but let's keep in touch. I have some ideas about how we can do next year, blah, blah, blah. We're see you on the debrief. Thank you so much. Done. Like, it's easy to do these things. It's easy to not do these things. Do these things. Okay. Have backups of backups. I have this exact same perfect cue in my bag in case something happens. This is my microphone because it fits my head nice. And I bring it with me. I'm a professional speaker, so I want to have a microphone that I feel like is mine. Okay, so if you look at these, you got the mic, you got clicker, slides. Murphy's Law is real. It's the idea of having your slides in various places. I have them online to download. I have them on a USB-C. I have them on a USB-A. All these different ways. And you might think, well, you know, I customize this, that. I do too. You know what I do is I have on that resource page, I have the full deck so that if I need to, I can just hide whatever slides I don't. So, okay, I'm doing this bit, I'm doing this entertainment, I'm doing this keynote. It's a 60, not a 90. I'm going to hide slide, 2 through 6 and 17 through 24. Having it all there. Having all of those backups is so, so important because this is taken from the larger course. Minimizing variables is huge. It's not fair, but if you have travel issues and if you have tech issues, oftentimes it reflects poorly on you. It shouldn't, but it's just the way it goes. Mechanical failure, plane, whatever. Oh, she didn't make it. She couldn't be it. It's like, it doesn't look great. That's why speakers will try all these different ways to make it on time, even if they have to eat it themselves because they know that. Same thing with tech. Now, if you recover well, it can actually be better than if there was no problems because, wow, this person's smooth, professional, didn't let it bother them, fluster them, showed empathy, compassion, all the things. But as far as tech goes, you can minimize these variables by bringing your own high quality stuff if and when you run into, and you will, some kind of situation that's not ideal. Everything here's great. Okay, so do social better. Number 15. People know to take a photo of the event they're on, to post it, whatever. These 3 photos are from an event I did recently, and I'm going to do the old screen record here, and I want you to take a look at this, okay? So I used their slogan in there, building a better working world. And I say it was for college students, it was for interns. This audience, 100,000 of the most engaged, passionate, right? Now you might say, wow, how do you get all those people to actually connect with you and follow you, okay? Pro tip, have clients add a QR code to their slides with your LinkedIn, not just yours, okay? They're obviously going to be on yours. But there's so many times where I will ask them, because it's professional, hey, do you mind throwing my LinkedIn QR code so that when I'm not even there yet, or maybe I've left and the MC is talking about the event and it has my headshot and a little QR code. So I get a ton of people that way. So what I do is I make sure, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I don't want to spend the time talking about that, but there's a lot of different ways you can get people to go to your LinkedIn. As an MC, I do recaps, and I post very detailed recaps, and I say every time I do the highlights and I say the full recaps on my LinkedIn. Great, okay? As a speaker, obviously, you can add value and throw things on there. Give them a reason to go to LinkedIn. Now, after all these people have connected with you, I go to the connections, I sort by the most recent, and I can see they're all people from the company. So I tag them. I tag them in the post at the bottom of it. So the reason why I got all those comments, I don't normally get all those comments like that from a post. I tagged all those people. And then after they commented, about a week later, I removed the tags. Smart, right? But it takes a little effort. Now, again, who cares really if I tag a whole bunch of people? But like, it looks cooler to the client. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really drawn to this guy. Like, right? I did a good job, but I don't know if they would have commented if they weren't tagged and they wanted to join that conversation. Boom. Number 16, make clients feel seen. The whole talk could have been this, okay? Now, this picture, anybody, Culver's, anybody familiar with Culver's? Burger, the Butter Burgers, okay. Chain in the US, they're big in the Midwest. I did an event for Culver's. And what I said to them was, hey, I would love to go buy a Culver's. I see them all over. And they set it up for me. So they let me jump in an outfit. I took a picture, right? Had a great time. And then the first thing I did when I got on stage is I said, Culver's, like, I love you people, right? And then I showed this picture, big reaction. They set it up for me. I actually got to, like, I learned how to grill a butter burger. You know, it was awesome. You know, so again, like, they see that. They're like, oh man, you know how easy that is to do? It just takes a little bit of effort. People talk about customization. Like, you don't have to write a keynote for somebody. Go physically incorporate the thing. Like, what? You're doing a thing for Sherwin-Williams paint? Like, have the paint in the pitch video. Like, say, hey, I'm not a handy person. I can't even hang a frame. But tell you what, if I were to paint my house, I'm using Sherwin-Williams, the best paint out there, because you guys rock. Boom, done. Wow, effort. This scene, like, it's so stupid, but it works. Like, I get just thinking about all these times. Like, I did one for Ben & Jerry's where I was just shoveling Ben & Jerry's in my face, a promo video, right? It already hired me, and I'm like, I love it. I love Chubby Hobby. And I was shoving. I was like, I can't wait to see you guys. And like, they remembered me. They brought me back. They're like, oh, this guy he's showing the effort. So this has been mostly about business, not creative. This pro tip is about the creative. It's about on stage, because it's the same thing and make them feel seen. I couldn't resist throwing one on stage in here. Okay. Do something as soon as you get on stage that is unique to that audience to connect with them. Anybody remember what I did as soon as I came out? Tom Pesce. Specific slide, right? I'm not saying that. I got one on Monday. I'm not saying that. Monday. I don't know, Tom, the connection, the thing, right? That was for you only, because that was real. Monday night in Vegas. I always think about something, and there's always something you can use to connect with an audience, whether it's the organization itself, some connection to them, whether it's maybe the venue, maybe it's the city, maybe it's a cool destination like Costa Rica. You know what that does? That immediately makes the audience sit up and go like, oh, this is just for us. And everybody has their style. I'm not poo-pooing another style, but I could not come out here and say, like, in 1983, a dream was born. Like, and just start like my speech. Because that's not me. I'm just like, right? So like, it's about intention. So again, I'm going to give you a real life example, because this is, it's funny, but it's true. The NSA conference was at the Rosen Shingle Creek in Orlando. I was at an event not too long after that at the Bonnet Creek Resort in Orlando. Different creek. Remember that. Very important. I arrived at like, I don't know, 11 some PM at night. I'm exhausted. And I type in the Uber, creek. I go to the wrong creek, go to the wrong resort. It's in a totally different part of the city, by the way, very spread out. I get there, the guy drives off, I check in, and I'm sorry, sir, we don't have a reservation here from that name. And I'm on at like 8 in the morning. And I say, and I look and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I look, I'm like, well, it's got to be right around the corner, around the creek, right? Nope, different creek. It was like 45 minutes away. No joke. I told that story the first moment I got on stage with that crew. I said, like, this is awesome to be here. I'll be honest, I almost didn't make it. I don't know if you know this, but there's another, and I literally explained that story. They said, I understand you're going to Disney Springs tonight. So, if you have a few too many, just be careful. You call the Uber, make sure you go to the right creek. All right. And like, again, that's not that funny. It's not brilliant. It's not anything, but it was just for them. And it was real. I'm never going to say that again. And it makes people kind of sit up and be like, oh, okay, this isn't like the presentation. He is here for us. He's making us feel seen. Again. All right, next. 8 minutes. Okay. Adopt a service mindset. Some of these will go quicker. This is, again, a lot of these are kind of general themes at this point. Adopt a service mindset. Real quick story. Doing an event, and I'm the speaker, and it's in New Orleans, and they're doing a big parade through with a marching band to kick off the morning, and I'm on, late morning or whatever, and the planner is freaking out, and she's putting 3 sets of beads and doubloons on each of these like 400 tables. And I'm seeing her do it, and there's all these people just like sitting around. So I was like, hey, all right, let's go. Like they were waiting to open the door. So I was like, all right, here we go. Like, and I literally just like took the box from her and I started dividing it and I started putting the things on the table. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much. Like, I didn't want to feel so bad asking you. You're on stage. Like, we're all human. Like, let's go. So like, doors are opening. She needs help. Like, help her. So again, think about how you can do that, contribute beyond what you're bringing to the stage. Again, so easy, but people don't do it. Bring the positivity. Brendon Burchard, speaker, talks about bringing the joy. And I always think about that, right? But bringing the positivity. These events are so stressful for the people who put them on. Give Cody and Sherry a round of applause, by the way. They're so stressful. Yeah. They're dealing with so much. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but there's this kind of weird energy where everyone gets like super irritable. It's probably from, 47 jugs of coffee and no sleep when everybody's at these events where people just get nasty sometimes and they get like real snippy with each other, right? So I believe that as an external speaker, it's part of my job, it's part of our jobs to bring that positivity, to actually ask the planner, the person, hey, are you okay? How can I help you? Like, let's make sure they're okay. And again, these are things that you want to do anyway, but there's a business advantage to them. I get hired sometimes and they're like, we just want you at the event. Like, we love your energy. Like, I'm really like, okay, like, I don't know, we might have you do a keynote or a breakout. Like, there's some award stuff. We might do, you host, have you do a thing, but like, I don't know, but like, we want to contract you because we want your energy there. And I genuinely believe that a lot of it is because of how I make the planners feel and the event folks. It's like kind of this glue to make sure everybody's good and bring up the energy, make sure everyone is staying positive. Number 19, go all in. It's the same principle. I know sometimes we don't feel like going to social events. We don't feel like going to the sponsor meetings. I will tell you that even if you don't want to, if you're like, I got a lot going on, it's going to go faster anyway if you do. If you fully embrace yourself and you go all in. I can't stress enough. There's times where I'm like, okay, I got to go to this social event and I don't know. And the times when I dive in and I really try to meet people and ask people questions and learn about them and learn about the organization and just talk and be human, all of a sudden, like, it's like 9:30. It's like, oh, the event started at 7. I was dreading this and all of a sudden it's over. It's better and you make longer lasting and deeper connections. Okay. Now we're after the event. This is probably my favorite one, gifting, because it encapsulates the wrong question. Remember how we started off? Is convention worth it? Right? It's the wrong question. It's not the metric to judge this experience by. People say, they know I have this online training program about getting gigs. Like, oh, so you must have, what's the gift you get your clients? Wrong question. The right question is, how do I build such a unique, strong relationship with my client over the course of the entire life cycle of the event that I'm giving them a gift that is going to blow them away, that is only for them. It's not a fruit basket. It's not the perfect fruit basket. It's something for them. If you read this here, this is from a planner. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, the NFL in America. The Dallas Cowboys is their rival. She's a Cowboys fan. We were joking throughout the course leading up to the event, and the Eagles were playing the Cowboys like the next few days after our event together. The Eagles won, obviously, and so I sent her this mug, cost $14 on Etsy. We almost always win. Dallas Cowboys. Okay. She sends me this text. This woman was a planner for a company. She rehired me for that one. She now left that one. She hired me for that new one. I had Tom do the event. He did it a few months ago. She loved them. This is a client for life. $14 on Etsy. We still joke about it. She'll sometimes text me, be like, oh my gosh, like, 11 from heaven, Micah Parsons is killing me. He's got to shut his mouth. Like, she literally will text me stuff about the Cowboys, and I will just like type back some Eagles emojis or like a big, like whatever, right? Like, we're friends. Okay, I got to fly here. Creating systems. A lot of this is about scaling and making this repeatable. It's very easy for you to hear all this and say, I could never do any of this, and I'm not going to do anything, and just turn off. Please don't do that. I have kind of made this part of my brand and who I am. You can start very small. I have all this in a checklist, right? Many checklists in this book. And it kind of shows you how to do all this and what you should be looking for. And obviously, I don't want you to say, now I will send the gift, now I will send the testimonial, right? The goal is for you to become the type of person who naturally does all of these things. But the checklist and the process are very important in the beginning to kind of establish that. The reason why I have 500 plus testimonials on my website is not because I'm better than anybody else. It's because I probably asked for 4,500, right? It's true. If you look on my LinkedIn, somebody was like, oh, you're like 300 on my LinkedIn. I'm like, yeah, you don't see all the ones that say pending. There's like 2,000 because I ask every single, and I ask multiple. Cody's going to get one. Sherry's going to get one. Everybody gets one. And a lot of them, you saw there's a lot of the same types of logos. A lot of times I get multiple people, but that helps that number. Might be only 4 companies, but I've got, 17 testimonials from healthcare clients. Again, process, 20 seconds. Organize your digital life, okay? Organize it. There's too much going on. When people say it's all up here, that means you're not doing that many events because at a certain point, it cannot be all up here. It just can't be. You need to organize your digital life. Pro tip, utilize a text shortcut program to save time, texting, emailing. Anything you send more than once, you should have as a short form in a program like Text Expander, okay? You can see I've got all these different widgets here. I had my nonprofit event on Monday. Watch this. Subject line, S1, pops in. V1. The whole email pops in with links and with the flyer. The whole thing, right? Change the name. People are like, wow, how'd you send all those emails? Okay, anything. Like your address that you send. I have one for an Uber that's like, because I don't want to say, hey, tell me your space and stall number. I'm here. I have that. So it's like, you won. It says like, hey, so-and-so, I'm here. Like, tell me your thing. Anything that you do repeatedly can be scaled like that and systemized, okay? Keep in touch with your clients. We talked about this before, but again, all the time, not just when you want work. The goal is for your clients to become your friends. You will text your friends naturally when you thought of them. I will be out and about. I was just home. My dad's a dentist. I was home for Thanksgiving, and there's an Ace Hardware that went in right next to my dad's office. New building. I've done 3 events for Ace Hardware. I literally just snapped a photo. Hey, new Ace Hardware. She's like, oh yeah, that's store 4241, our newest one in Drexel Hill. Yeah, my dad's a dentist right next to him. Oh my gosh, I'm on Google Maps. That's amazing. Blah, 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 right? Like, you see your clients out and about. You see them. You think of them. You hear about them. Make that extra effort. Contact them. Keep in touch with them. 24, be a human. Talked about this before. People like intention. The polish doesn't matter as much. It's about the intention. They want to know that you care. If you're tired, tell them you're tired. Let them know you're tired. You don't have to come off so perfectly all the time. Right. You don't even have to use good grammar. Good grammar? Speak well. Me, speaker. Be vulnerable. Show that vulnerability, right? If you can be the person who is the expert in their space on stage and add real value, and then be the person that people just want to hang out with off stage, you win. Game over. You're going to get hired every other time in front of everybody else. And last but certainly not least, I don't have to really say this to this group because you're here. Find your community. CAPS is a community. I can't believe how many speakers try to go it alone. So many people, they're not in anything. They're not in any of the speaker organizations. They're not in a mastermind group. This is a weird, hard business with a lot of unique challenges. And no one knows what you're going through better than the people at your tables. So again, you're already here, so I know you believe in this. But I started by saying there's no magic beans. If there were a magic bean, people say, what's the source of your bookings? The number one source of my bookings, not Google ads, it's not bureaus, it's peer-to-peer referrals. That's community. It's my friends. Even if it was booked through a bureau, they're saying to the bureau, hey, Jeff would be perfect for this. Okay, cool. Done. Easy. They're the ones who are teeing that up. So again, it can be tricky and it can be very natural for us to think transactionally because we're all so busy. We're all dealing with so much personally and professionally. I want you to try to reframe, okay? Every time you kind of think this way instead of that way, you're onto something, okay? I want you to think value over fee. I want you to think human over thought leader. I want you to think people over bookings. And again, the goal is for you to become the type of person who naturally does all of these things and more. You've created your own ways of connecting with clients, of standing out, differentiating yourself. When you do that and it becomes part of who you are, naturally, habitually, you will join me in getting very frustrated when people ask this question. Thank you very much. I hope you found this valuable. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The nicest audience ever. I love cats. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go. Oh, Tom Pesce. Unbelievable. It just felt right.
Thank you so much, Jeff.